everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm thrilled that you could join us today. We have dedicated this month to the human right that every person everywhere should have the opportunity to know and follow Jesus. The mission of TRA is to see the world transformed by leading people to Jesus. That means that Two Rivers is working to reach 7 billion people. This is a mission so big that it will require God's miraculous intervention. It's a mission so big that it will take insanely sane people willing to give all they have. A mission so big that will require everyone to go. This week, Pastor Will is starting our Go series, and all month he will be equipping us with the steps to go through awesome messages and events. One Go event is the 21 Days of Prayer Challenge. We challenge you to pray for all your friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers. I believe as I pray for those in my life, God will open the door for me to lead them to Jesus. We will also be plastering Binghamton with flyers for our invitational series coming up next month, which will be a great way to get all those loved ones to TRA. Lastly, and most exciting, we are going to party. Impact parties are coming up at the end of this month. TRA has set a goal of 25 parties to raise 5,000 canned food items for kids in the backpack program. Your own party is a great way to meet your neighbors, help them connect to the church, and make an impact in our community. Sign up for your party in the lobby today.
Mega Sports Camp is a free 5-night, 2-hour sports camp that meets at Port Dickinson Park and teaches value-driven character lessons while kids learn the fundamentals in their sport of choice. Kids can choose from soccer, basketball, cheerleading, and football. Kids will also enjoy upbeat rallies filled with energetic music, fun sports stories, cool object lessons, and Bible stories that will help them excel in sports and prepare them for life. Registration is limited, so sign up today.
If you are new here at TRA, we want you to be able to get involved and stay involved with all that we have going on. The best way to do this is by attending our Discover TRA class. We meet the second Sunday of every month in the Shenango Town Hall at noon, and childcare is provided. So come on out next week to join in fellowship and a meal so you can become a part of what we do here at Two Rivers. Thanks for coming out this week. Have a great Sunday experience.
This is Nate. Nate became a Christ follower 2 weeks ago and is still a bit giddy about it, though he's trying not to do cartwheels in public. Nate became a believer partly because of Kim. Yet oddly enough, Kim and Nate have never met. How is this possible? Well, let's take a look. Kim loved Jesus from an early age, and in college she had a huge impact on her friends. While most of her peers used their college years to, well, experiment, Kim didn't. She remained committed to her faith, and it showed. It especially showed to Lisa, her roommate, who confessed to Kim that she wanted whatever it was that made Kim so strong. Kim shared her faith with Lisa, and Lisa believed. Years later, at Lisa's first real job, she met Thomas. Thomas was hit by a drunk driver when he was 13 and still carried a lot of anger and bitterness. Thomas and Lisa became friends, and it wasn't long before he started going to church with Lisa and her husband. After a lot of studying and searching, Thomas gave his life to Christ. Fast forward a few years. Thomas became a public speaker and was often asked to speak at large events. See, when he became a believer, Thomas developed a new perspective on life. He stopped resenting what had been taken from him and started being thankful for the second chance he had been given. On one particular day, Thomas shared about overcoming hardship and what it means to choose joy. He was so passionate that a number of people were inspired to share a link to his video. The video of Thomas inspired James, too. And if anyone needed inspiration, it was him. James had a ton of issues. He spent most of his life as a passive husband, an absent father, and a horrible friend. That said, no one disliked him more than he disliked himself. But everything changed the night he happened to watch Thomas online. Something clicked and he knew what he had to do. He surrendered his miserable life to someone greater, and he was forever changed. James fought hard to make up for the lost years with his family, and he also began working with young men who were in danger of throwing their lives away. One of those men was Nate. Nate didn't really know his own dad, and he had no real direction in life, ultimately bouncing from one bad decision to another. Because of that, he often found himself in trouble with the law. No one had ever showed him what it looked like to be a real man. That is, until he met James. James became the first father figure Nate ever had. He learned about honesty, self-control, humility, and integrity, and where those traits come from. 2 months later, Nate publicly declared his belief in Christ. And of course, James was there. Now you can see the connection. Nate was impacted by James, who was influenced by Thomas. Thomas on Uncommon Joy and Lisa, who learned of Jesus from Kim. Kim's relationship with God eventually led to Nate's. Funny how these two people have never met and never will.